This video is on finding exterior angle measurements from a triangle. We have three interior angles of a triangle which add together to give you 180. And if we extend the bottom line up, now we've created an exterior angle here. Hopefully you remember that this angle plus this angle would equal a straight line or 180 degrees, which makes them supplementary. So if you know either one of these two angles, you can subtract that from 180 to find the other one. So here, my first instinct would be to find this angle measure first by subtracting 180 minus 61 minus 72 equals, and that would give me this measure right here, this interior triangle measure. When you subtract 180 minus 61 minus 72, you get 47. So this interior measure is 47 degrees. And I know this interior angle and this exterior angle are supplementary to each other. They both form a straight line or 180 degrees. So 180 minus 140 minus 47 would equal the answer over here, 130. But there's also a different way to get it. Let's see if we get into that without me telling you right here. So here it's asking to find the measure of this exterior angle here. First, it's going to do it the way I just told you. Find this interior measure of 1 by subtracting 61 and 72 from 180 to get 47, or you could have added 72 plus 61 first to get 133 and then subtracted that from 180. Either way, you get 47 here. And then this angle 1 and this angle x are supplementary. They add together to give you a straight line, 180 degrees. So 180 minus this measure of 47 equals this measure of 133. So we added two known angles. Right here, we subtracted that known angle, the two known angles from 180, and we found the measure of angle 1. And then we subtracted the measure of angle 1 from 180 because we knew 1 and x were supplementary. Since we subtracted from 180 twice, we ended up where we started from, adding two known angles. The exterior angle theorem, you don't have to remember that word, gives us a shortcut to find the measure of an exterior angle. And here's what it is. This exterior angle right here is going to equal this angle plus this angle. Let's go back and look at the other. 61 plus 72 equals 133, and angle x equals 133. So instead of finding this measure and then saying it's supplementary and subtracting from 180 to get this measure, if you have one that looks like this, where you have a triangle, you know these two angles, you don't know the one supplementary with the exterior angle, you can just add 61 plus 72 to get 133, and that is also going to be the measure of angle x right here. In this example, 85 plus 50 equals 135, and that is also the exterior angle measure. If I did it the long way, found this measure first, and subtracted it from 180, I still would get 135 right there. Okay, let's go through some practices. This one says the measure of angle RTS, which is right here. The middle letter is the angle you're looking for, T, RTS. So I'm looking for this interior angle. If I want to find that interior angle, I subtract these two from 180. So 65 and 65 is 130. 180 minus 130 is 50 degrees. Here we're finding the measure of angle RTZ. That's going to be this exterior angle right here. So this exterior angle is going to equal the sum of these two angles, and 65 plus 65 equals 130. Classify RTZ RST, so that's this triangle, because there's no angle there. So it's the whole triangle in relation to its angles. Well, 65, 65, and 50 are all acute angles, so that's going to make this an acute triangle. Classify triangle RST in relation to its sides. I have two angles the same, which means I have the two sides opposite those angles the same. It's also telling me with these two tick marks, I have two sides the same. Two sides the same makes it an isosceles triangle. Find the value of x. X is an exterior angle, so it's going to equal the sum of these two angles on the opposite side of the triangle. 90 plus 25 is 115. So this exterior angle will also equal 115. Find the value of x. There are multiple ways to do this. My first instinct is to say this is 40 degrees here because 180, straight line, minus 140 equals 40. Then I would subtract 40 and 36 from 180 to get this one, and that'll work just fine. Another way to do it is, 36 plus this x equals 140, which means 140 minus 36 equals x, which is 104. 140 minus 36 equals 104. Or you could do an equation, x plus 36 equals 140. Lots of ways to do it. I won't talk about all of them, but there are several ways there. So lots of ways to do this one. The way it's wanting us to do it, based on what we just learned, is this x plus 12 equals 122. And we could find the value of x. Now, I know you may not be able to follow what I'm saying in my head here real quick, but I'm not going to put this on paper right now. But x plus 12. 1x plus 1x is 2x. Then I would subtract 12 from both sides. I would get 2x equals 110. Divide both sides by 2, and I would get 55. You probably need to see that on paper. Okay, this is a good vocabulary practice here. So here's your word bank. Use the word bank to identify the term that matches each given definition. A triangle with 3 congruent side lengths is, you can just think about it, you don't have to write anything, just think about what your answer would be. What is a triangle with 3 congruent side lengths? Congruent means the same. If all the sides are the same, that is an equilateral triangle. Now think of your answer for a triangle with 3 acute angles. A triangle with 3 acute angles is an acute triangle. What about no congruent side lengths? That would be a scalene triangle. What about a triangle with 1 obtuse angle? That would be an obtuse triangle. What about a triangle with 1 right angle? That would be a right triangle. Number 6. Now we have different words to look at over here. What about a triangle with at least 2 congruent side lengths? 2 congruent side lengths makes it an isosceles triangle. Number 7, formed when the side of a triangle has been extended and that would be exterior angle. All right, let's not worry about 8 or 9, but I'm going to reveal the answer. Non-adjacent interior angles to the exterior angle of the triangle. You don't have to know that, remote interior angles. States that the measure of an exterior angle in a triangle is equal to the sum of the 2 non-adjacent angles. That's going to be exterior angle theorem, but you don't have to remember that. The theorem that states that the sum of all 3 angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. You don't have to know this vocabulary, but that is a triangle sum theorem. Okay, let me just talk you through a few more examples really quick. This is your exterior angle. So it's going to be the same as the sum of angle F and angle G. So lots of ways to do this. You could say X plus 68 equals 124, or you can say 124 minus 68 equals F. Same thing on this one. I know that 45 plus T is going to equal 105. So just say 105 minus 45 equals, and it's going to give you the answer there for T. All right, on this one, angle G and angle F together are going to equal 120. So you can take your calculator and say 120 minus 65 equals, and that's going to give you F. And same thing on this one. Angle G plus angle F equals 127. So just take your calculator and say 127 minus 49 equals, and that's going to give you the measure of angle F. Number 5 and 6 are even easier. This exterior angle is going to equal the sum of angle Q and P. So 50 plus 50 equals, and that's going to be your answer here. And same thing here. This exterior angle is going to equal the sum of W plus V. So 100 plus 50 is going to be your answer for right here. So here we have our two main examples when dealing with exterior angles of a triangle. If we know these two angles on the opposite side, then we just add them together. So this one, 90 plus 45 equals 135, and that's going to be the same as this X. Here, 75 plus X is going to equal 135, and I could do an equation, 75 plus X equals 135, subtract 75 from both sides, but the easy way to do it is just take this 135, subtract from it the one you know, and that's going to give you the one you don't know. The answer is 60. One more time. This exterior angle is the same as the sum of these two. So 90 plus 45 is 130, X is 135, X is 135. If you just know one of these opposite side angles, then subtract the one you know from 135 to get the one you don't know. Thank you.